mistakes, I'll give it a 40.
Yeah, like I will. There's nothing to take away from this. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. I feel like
That's another thing I was going to say. For me, this is the worst Marvel series.
What's up, everybody?
Hello again.
Hey, we are back.
It's that time.
In our studio. Yeah.
Ooh, man, our studio.
What you're saying, last. Yeah, right. It's always kind of a welcome to be back in the studio, but man, it is tough.
It's a little bit different this time.
Yeah.
Man, it is hot in this joint. We are going through a heat wave in California. I think a lot of places are going through a heat wave. But man,
we're
we are feeling it. We are feeling if everybody you know is going through it, we are going through the worst. Any sort of torture you've ever heard about, we're going through the worst of it. Now you're saying, my grandfather was at war. No.
No. Was he in war in a studio at 110 degrees?
Right. So, come on.
Anyway, my name is Trent.
And my name is Marc.
This is Geek Off The Street. Greatest podcast of all time. Talk about geek culture, pop culture, whatever else you want. This week is no exception. As we delve into the Marvel's newest series on Disney+.
Yes, Secret Invasion.
Yes, based on the 2008 comic book. Yeah, we covered that a couple weeks ago.
Right.
If you guys don't need to get some context, and in my opinion, that is the better context
of the two.
It's
true. It's true. But we'll definitely get into that and why is probably the better of the two.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Right here in a few minutes after we talk about how we're doing and what we're drinking this week.
Yes. Well, I am doing pretty good this week. My sister was in North Carolina. She came back. She's home. So Reagan, welcome back.
Yeah.
She got sick as soon as she got back, so that was no good.
No good.
But she's better now, so thank you. She brought some cool stuff
nice.
For me, which I like. All the other stuff she bought for other people.
She's got this for you.
Look at this bad toy. We are going to, let's see what happens when we crack it open right now.
Oh, yeah. Let's do the unboxing on the air. This never happened before. There. This never happened before.
Right?
Breaking new territory here.
Pull him out of the whatchamahooya. Come out. Don't embarrass me on my own show.
That is pretty cool, actually.
Look at that awesome Stay Puft Marshmallow Man.
If you don't know what that's from, leave now.
Then
leave the viewing now.
This is not for you.
Yeah.
We don't want to beg for your viewership if you don't know that adorable little bastard. And I just remembered. I remember saying like the whole not cussing in the first 15 minutes.
Oh yeah. That's already we've already.
Yeah,
well past that.
Yeah, we're well past that.
A long time ago.
Long time ago. Oh well. But just working. What did I do this week? Man, I honestly don't know. Wow. I think the heat's getting to me.
Yeah.
Working and that's about it. But before we get into how you're doing, tell them what this drink is.
This is called the Japanese Slipper Martini, and as I said in the short that you're going to see here pretty soon, it's not because I'm Japanese. It's because it's green, and it talks about we're talking about the Secret Invasion, which is about the Skrulls.
Right.
The Skrulls and Marvel, and they're green.
So get off our backs.
Cheers. It's definitely fruity and tangy. Yeah, it's got some Midori melon liqueur, triple sec, and some lemon juice.
Yeah, really simple.
Very simple.
Super simple.
Yeah, and it's
just throw that over some ice.
Yeah, pretty tasty. Yeah, but yeah, I am. Man, I had to work. I feel like I'm getting tired of saying that. And it was a rough work week. It's hot outside. I work outside, so not great. But
this weather, terrible.
Yeah, so trying my best to get out of that place.
Right.
But otherwise, good. Yeah, Comic-Con was great. So
we had a great time Comic-Con.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that what I did last week?
We did it last weekend, so yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It's heat, man. And San Diego was nice, man. It's a lot cooler down there than it is here.
Big time.
Yeah,
and we had a great time.
Yeah.
You've seen our Comic-Con episode that we covered.
Yes.
That was great. Again, shout out to Henry and the Geek Speak show.
Yeah.
Getting us in there, press passes, got us behind the scenes.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was amazing. So next year we can't wait to do that again. We got a chance to talk to some of our favorite artists and creators out there. You talked to one of your favorite artists.
Yeah, Terry Dodson.
And if you've ever been in a comic book shop or anything, you've seen this guy's artwork. And I said this before, maybe you haven't realized it. But this guy's artwork is everywhere, and you're saying he's one of your favorites.
Yeah.
I completely get it. I think he's one of those guys where I've liked his artwork too. I didn't know the name though.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
He's probably one of your favorites too. You may not even know it. So
yeah, definitely.
He's really that good.
Yeah,
the artwork is that good. Yeah, I mean, and this is a cool thing. Like a lot of his artwork, it has women in it, but they're not all necessarily like wearing nothing kind of thing. He can draw them, fully clothed and it looks cool. It's still great artwork. So
very well-rounded, I think, artist. Yeah. He's great. He's a cool guy. He's really nice too.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, and then we also talked to one of your favorites.
Ben Dunn. I grew up reading his comic books, Ninja High School. His comic books came out like in the late 80s. And he was talking about like his comic books dealt with different types of anime and a lot of the Japanese culture when nobody else really knew anything about or was doing that. This was before anime really started to take off. Anime really got its big boom, I would probably say like in the early 90s. Like it started to kind of creep up in the late 80s or some content slipping in.
Yeah.
And it had a very, very cult following. But it was really in the 90s, I think, after Akira and some other, anime started coming after that, where people really started to, they started paying attention more to anime. But Ben Dunn was ahead of the curve. He was doing this long before that even came out. So, it was really cool. And he was talking about, like, the Power Rangers before I even knew what the Power Rangers were, the Sentai Rangers as they're called. So, Masked Rider, Kamen Rider was in there.
Nice.
A lot of great stuff. Akuto no Ken, Fist of the North Star. Go look that up. So I'd be really curious to see what he does now with Ninja High School when there's so much anime culture in America now to draw from. So
it's gonna
be really interesting. But
we have interviews with both those artists on the YouTube right now. On the YouTube, I said that.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Speaking of shout-outs, shout out to my buddy Jeremiah Hall up in Washington.
I know Jeremiah.
He sent us a gift.
What? Oh, we're gonna open it on the air?
I don't know what it is, so I told him I'd wait. He sent it to us before Comic-Con, but I was like, I'm gonna open it on the air.
Nice.
Let's see what it is. He said, don't get excited. He's like, it's pretty lame. And I told him,
Anthrax. Yay!
So I was like, I'm gonna wait to open it on the air. He's like, oh, you sure you want to do that? I was like, why? It's a piece of crap. He's like, yeah, pretty much. I was like, okay.
Awesome. Hey, you didn't have to send anything, but you did.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was telling him. So. Anyway, from Jeremiah Hall, this is a DC box so far. I don't know what's in it. We're going to open it up and see what we're working with here.
Put your weed in it.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Okay, that's okay. Now it's a little more context. These are a couple of Batman and Superman rubber rings in here.
Nice.
Okay. That was a little context because he did ask me. He's like, I'm not proposing to you, but what is your ring size? I was like, I don't even know. I've never worn a ring in my life. Wow, these are actually pretty cool.
Right.
Superman and Batman bands, I guess.
Yeah, one for each hand. Yeah. That's awesome. I'll wear them both.
Yeah, there you go. From Enzo Rings.
That's very cool.
Yeah, I just gotta say, Jeremiah is. I lived in Washington for 4 years almost. I made a couple of cool friends. I met a lot of people. I was up there for work mostly though, and Jeremiah was one of the few people that I really was like made really good friends with. We were really close. We bonded over comic book stuff. We bonded over. And then we bonded over trying to find the best cheeseburger in Washington.
Nice.
That was kind of a cool thing. Jeremiah's a good guy, man. Good dude. And really, thank you, man. Thank you so much, dude. These are really cool, man.
Yeah, I don't know if you got that just for him, but I'm gonna take one.
No, he said for this, I got you and Marc a gift. Oh, and he spelled your name right. So
what?
Yeah.
Oh, this guy just.
So appreciate that, Jeremiah, dude. You are the man. Miss you, man. Hope you're doing well. You recently got married, I think.
Yeah, you told me that before too.
So Jeremiah's the guy, dude. Thank you so much, dude.
Jeremiah, thank you, man. Appreciate that. Very cool. Yeah, set it up there.
Yeah. So everyone can see.
Right, a little reminiscent of the comic book too, the Batman Superman team up they had a few years ago.
Yep, exactly.
Very cool. Very cool.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Man, we love getting stuff.
Yeah. That's the second time we've gotten gifts, man.
Anybody else
you guys can send us gifts.
Wants to step it up.
Yeah, we enjoy getting them. Yeah. Cool. All right, let's get to the show, huh?
Let's do that. Any shout outs? Any other shout outs? I want to give a shout out really quick. I was supposed to have somebody else on the show for this episode, and I want to apologize. I don't want to say his name on the air until I get him on board here, but I apologize. This might not have been the best time to bring somebody on board because it is like 154 degrees.
It's very uncomfortable.
Celsius in here.
So
Celsius.
like the sun, basically.
Yeah,
We're
it's
sitting
the
on the
sun
sun.
in here. This is, yeah.
We're not kidding. Like, if you got, we're sorry. There's a bit of a buzz. We're running AC units in here
Right.
because we just couldn't deal. And we're still.
And believe it or not, the
struggling.
AC is barely keeping us alive.
We have 2 AC units in here, and
That
I'm
is no
still
joke.
sweating through my shirt, as you guys can see.
Right.
So it is. It's tough. So we had to just sacrifice the sound for a little bit of comfort because we are in trouble.
So we live.
Yeah. So anyway, a couple of shout outs to Antarctic Express because they let us do the interview with. Shout out to Brian. He responded to the thing about the camera because he stole my camera.
That was gold.
The scariest thing that has ever happened to me in my life.
That guy was great. And then that the comic book that he was working on, that steampunk. And I guess he's done in the past.
Or it's not Steam Wars, but Steamship
was it? Yeah.
Enterprise.
Yeah, I can't.
It was the Star Trek.
Yeah, but essentially, imagine Star Trek in steampunk.
Yeah.
Now think about that for a minute. That is the most sci-fi that it gets.
Yeah.
But it flipped that into a steampunk setting. It's nuts, and the artwork was fantastic in it.
Yeah.
Man, that was a trip.
And he
that
did
was
the
really
pencils,
creative.
so that was pretty sweet. Yeah.
Really creative.
Super nice guy, man.
Yeah,
That
very
whole
cool, very
table,
cool.
everyone over there was really nice.
Yeah, man. And listen, if you get a chance to talk to this guy, ask him his take on Star Wars.
Yeah.
It's
He's
gonna
got a
blow your
lot
effing
of info,
mind. It's
man.
gonna
A lot
blow
of
your
info.
mind.
Yeah.
Man, talking about droid persecution.
Yeah.
Listen, it's a thing. It's a thing.
Oh, that's
a droid was literally getting tortured in Return of the Jedi. Right, one of them was upside down, and they were kind of burning his feet. So clearly, droids have some sort of, for lack of a better term, humanity or some sort of sentience to them that they would torture them.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I've always felt like they did though, because even like R2 and like
they're clearly
R2 has his own personality.
they're more than just machines. But the fact that you are going to torture a machine,
that's pretty.
What does that mean?
Yeah,
what does that mean?
A little much.
Yeah,
a little much. But yeah, shout outs to 1-0 podcast. Thank you for following us.
Hello,
yeah,
right on 1-0. Cool.
Yeah, 1-0 podcast. Kennedy Yana, Kevin Tunes 123. And I think that's it. Drum Gamer 1990. I don't know if that was from last week, but yeah, thank you guys for following us. Appreciate it. It's always nice to get new subscribers, people to talk to. And if you guys want to subscribe, we're at the Gotspot on Instagram. Mm-hmm. We're at the Gotspot on Twitter, maybe.
Yeah.
And Geek Off The Street everywhere else.
Right, and Thread and all the other nonsense whatever's out there.
Yeah, I haven't posted there in a while, so I can't figure it out. But also, Geek Off The Street everywhere else. We're on all streaming platforms. Find us, talk to us, add us, whatever you guys want to do.
Yeah, check out some of the other podcasts that have followed us as well.
Yeah. I've been trying to keep up, man. There's a lot of them. So I've been trying to listen to them here and there.
So cool.
That's a kind of a cool community, you know?
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah, most definitely.
Geek community, man.
Yeah, definitely. And then, who is this? GRN anime. Oh, Jeremiah, different Jeremiah. His name was Jeremiah Wingate from Washington. He asked me some tips on starting a podcast. He wants to try to do one himself, so I was gonna help him out with that.
Nice, very cool.
But he also said, thanks. He said, the videos look good. And then he responded, y'all are my geeky encyclopedia. For real.
Awesome.
Appreciate Jeremiah. He was also one of the guys I worked with up there. And he was into comic books and stuff too, so we always had long conversations about geek stuff. So,
all right, man. Washington's all right.
Yeah, it was all right. It was okay. It was all right. Yeah,
I think Jeremiah's putting it on the
Jeremiah's. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. And it's kind of off topic, but all the people that I became like good friends with, weren't from Washington.
Oh, okay. So
both Jeremiah's.
Washington.
Yeah, Jeremiah Hall got us the gift. He's from Michigan, I think. And Jeremiah Wingate's from Florida. Everybody I met, I became the comic book shop. They're from Texas. So yeah, just saying the transplants.
Yeah, we are not besmirching the fine state of Washington.
I am. Y'all are weird. No, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. But yeah, anyway. Thank you guys so much, though.
Appreciate it
for checking us out. It means a lot.
So, yeah, Secret Invasion.
Yeah, let's get into this freaking show. So, Secret Invasion, for those of you guys don't know, is the Disney Plus new series. Just concluded last Wednesday as of this recording.
Yeah.
It's a 6-episode series.
Very short.
Yeah, very short. It's about essentially the Skrulls, which is the alien shapeshifting shapeshifter race. If you only watch the movies, they first appeared in Miss Captain Marvel.
Yeah, Captain
Marvel movie. But they're a shapeshifting alien race that basically is that.
Yeah, in the comic books, they have a very long history. In the comic books, they were one of the first enemies, one of the first enemy alien races out there.
Right.
They debuted in Fantastic Four.
Yeah,
I believe they're one of the original enemies of the Fantastic Four.
Yeah. Issues, yeah.
What else? They kind of talk about it in the series that they've been at war with the Kree.
Yeah.
They seem like they kind of been at war with everybody. There are some crafty individuals, and I guess if you're like a warlike planet and you can shapeshift and transform anybody like that, then that's, I mean, the intel you can get.
Yeah.
Like they would be a great race to go around conquering
What a very
people.
useful ability
right.
to be able to transform into anybody. You
Right.
can take over anything. Topple planets and organizations.
From the inside. From the inside.
Yeah. The Skrulls, though, I think in the comic books are a little more sinister.
Definitely.
They made, and I had a problem with it in Captain Marvel, how like they made them sympathetic and kind of like good.
Yeah.
More the victims.
Right. You know what? Really quick though, I didn't have a problem with that because I only saw it as a small faction of Skrulls.
Right.
Now the argument to my argument would be if that was the only thing I knew about the Skrulls, then that would be my take on the Skrulls.
Yeah.
So that is a bad thing.
Right.
But since I have some prior knowledge, I only saw them as a small faction of Skrulls. So I only saw them, I mean, I thought of them as like just, there's like a handful of them, like 20, 30 that aren't, evil.
Right.
So that didn't seem too far-fetched for me, so I didn't have an issue with it.
That was
myself.
that's fine, but like, and then getting into Secret Invasion, they're talking about how there's 1 million of them on the planet now,
Right,
and they're
right.
all it's just the radical ones that are the bad ones. When that kind of doubles down on who the Skrulls are in the MCU.
Yeah.
They're more. I guess they're more peaceful than they are bad.
Yeah,
just
they're
the radical
they're
ones
just
are the bad ones.
displaced. They're refugees.
Yeah,
right.
so I was kind of I mean, obviously they're trying to make the people sympathetic, the bad guys sympathetic, or bad guys quote unquote, and that when Captain Marvel came out, I knew that was going to be an issue for Secret Invasion. When it came out, because they're not really the bad guys. And I think I was kind of right for myself. I kind of made it like, I was like, well, they're doubling down on who the Skrulls are.
Yeah.
They're not really the enemy.
Right.
Just some of them are, or a small handful of them are. And so, I don't know. I mean, obviously we can get in discussions about the comic book and versus adaptations, and that's a war as old as the Kree. Kree and Skrulls, But I don't know. I didn't really care for it then, and now I still don't really care for it.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear you.
But anyway, point being, that's what it's about. It centers around Nick Fury trying to do this, fight these Skrulls off from destroying the world, infiltrating the government, and destroying the world, basically.
Right. Yeah. He kind of finds out that they've been. Eventually, along the way, he finds out they've been here on Earth for a while, 1 million of them, and they're plotting to literally destroy mankind. So
and make Earth their new planet,
and make Earth their new home. Yeah, and they got to get rid of the original inhabitants. So
right, yeah, and
he comes
then
down and puts a stop to it.
Nick Fury takes it upon himself and only himself. To stop this from happening.
Yeah, that's a great idea. That's a great idea to do with billions of lives.
Yeah, at stake.
Right.
And with how many people you have in your pocket or at least on your side, like
phone call away.
Doesn't make sense,
Right.
But anyway,
not great sense.
Point being, that's what the main point of the movie of the series is. And I guess we'll get into some positives and negatives. I guess. I don't have very many positives as usual for me, but I like that they tried to do the Super Skrull thing. That's a big part of the Skrulls in the comic book, and they are pretty devastating. They're going to take learn the powers of these the heroes on Earth, and really pack a punch. And they're already kind of strong, but then to have the abilities of the strongest superheroes on the Earth, that's always a problem.
Right. It makes them a real threat.
Yeah, exactly.
It makes them a real threat.
So they got into the Super Skrulls a little bit, and that was kind of cool. It was kind of cool to see that reference from the comic books. Do you got any?
That's about it. Man, you know what? I knew I had some, but I think the heat's just I can't think of any of them right now. Damn. I swear I had a couple of good comments for it, but nothing major. I guess I did like relatively. I liked at the end of the first episode where I like Kobe Smulders. I like her character Maria Hill. And she is, in a sense, kind of a major character, but I don't know if it got to a point where there's not a whole lot more they could do with her kind of thing. So spoilers, if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah.
She is killed in the end of the first episode. So I was impressed that they at least pulled that trigger.
Yeah.
No pun intended, that they at least literally did that. That shows that they're okay. Wow, that's some real stakes. She's been in this universe for a long time, and now she's been taken out.
Killed off in the first episode.
Rather unceremoniously.
Not a blaze of glory or anything.
Right.
Great. They just kind of killed her off.
Yeah.
And now that you say that, I'm actually like, oh yeah. But here's the issue, though.
Yeah.
She's in the Captain Marvel movie coming out.
Right.
And that takes place after this.
Right. Yeah, I heard about that too. Yeah.
The only thing is, it could be a flashback situation.
Exactly. Yeah.
But if that's the case, though, I also kind of feel like for her to just be thrown to the side like she's not important, the way she dies is kind of disappointing. If she does die that way,
right,
it's kind of disappointing for them to just offer with no real reason. No good reason, I guess. So I mean,
I mean that would be nice if she got more. More of a bigger farewell kind of thing.
Right.
But I also kind of get in the sense that sometimes people are just killed. Sometimes people do just die, unceremoniously. Sometimes
that's true.
that does happen.
Yeah.
And she, doesn't have any kind of superpowers. She doesn't, she's just a normal human being. Mm-hmm. So it kind of makes sense that, for me anyway, I can see that she ends up just getting, shot and killed. And she gets tricked. She thinks Nick Fury is coming up to her.
Yeah. Well, that's the last thing she sees is Nick Fury shooting her.
Yeah.
So that's pretty devastating.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. I am sorry to see her go, though.
Yeah.
I am sorry to see her go. I did like her character. I think I liked her just because she was a normal person running around with these superpowered people.
Right.
For the most part, Yeah. So
And she's a pretty cool character in the comic books, I thought, when she's running S.H.I.E.L.D. and stuff. So
right on.
Yeah, she's I think it's just a little anticlimactic if that's the way that she goes out.
Yeah.
And she hasn't really been around much in the movies recently.
Yeah, she's always been just kind of on the outside.
Popping in and out here, She had played a bigger role in the Winter Soldier and that kind of era of movies because of the espionage stuff.
Yeah.
But otherwise, she hasn't really been around much, and then she kind of pops back in and gets shot and out.
That was it. That was it.
So that kind of that's bummed me out from that kind of. But I see your point too, though.
Yeah.
That shit happens.
Right.
To good people, yes.
Yeah. As far as any other positives, I like the effort. I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The actor that played Gravik, Kingsley Ben Adir.
Oh yeah.
Some of the scenes I felt might have been a little overacting.
Yeah.
But I appreciate the fact that he was going for it. That he was trying to convey the hurt that he felt and the betrayal that he felt.
Yeah.
So I appreciated that. I appreciated the effort that he was putting into bringing this character to life, so to speak.
Definitely. I mean, I wish we would have seen a little more of why.
Right.
Because it was kind of
the why of that would have been awesome.
Yeah, I like to see why he was so angry. Because you don't really see much. You just see him meet Fury, and then
as a little kid,
and then he's an adult and he's angry.
Right.
So I mean, I guess you get the context. He was supposed to find on a planet they never did.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why, and he feels like they used him. Maybe, but. Just show me a little more of that. That's where the meat's at,
And see, I don't get that either. Like, how hard is it to find a planet in this universe? Like, in that universe that these guys are in, planets are, like, everywhere, it seems like, and people are on them. So.
And you have people like Captain Marvel, and you have the Quinjet, you have, like, things that can fly to different galaxies.
Maybe make contact, talk to the Guardians of the Galaxy. These guys are all over the place.
They've been millions of planets, I'm sure.
They've been to millions of planets.
Guarding the galaxy. That's literally what their name is. Yeah.
Right. Find one. Maybe they can help you find one. Just as they're flying around, doing whatever they're doing. Mm-hmm. Here's a planet. And again, if maybe there are some people on it, maybe there's just some unintelligent life on it. Just go there, live, and do your thing. I mean, they can survive within radiation. They sound like they're pretty hardy people. They're sitting there able to eat, Earth food.
Yeah.
So they seem like they're a pretty tough group. So the whole concept of that not being able to find a planet after 30 some odd years.
Like nobody?
Exactly. Nobody
found a planet?
Nobody?
Yeah, that's true. But I do like that actor, and he was actually in what was he? He was in the recent movie.
I heard he's in the Barbie.
He's in the Barbie movie. Yeah, he's one of the Kens. Yeah,
yeah,
and he was funny in that. Completely different character, but he was funny in that.
Right.
So I do appreciate his acting. I think he could be a good actor with the right role, with the right material. And he was good. He was good for the most part, but I do see the overacting as well. Sometimes I just be like, okay.
Yeah.
Turn it down a little, man.
Yeah, a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
But again, like I figure, I think maybe he was just trying to go for it. You know what I mean? This was going to be. I've never heard of him before. So maybe he saw this as a great opportunity to get him, to get himself out there.
Yeah, that's true. And
so I feel like he was holding it down as far as like the emotional acting is concerned. The acting throughout this was not great.
Not great at all. The dialogue I think was horrible too in a lot of ways. Is really bad.
It's like they wrote stuff and then they acted something different.
Yeah.
I mean, especially with Nick and his wife, that whole. Like, I didn't understand. Do you guys even like each other? Do you know
no chemistry at all? Yeah, whatsoever. Yeah.
Really?
And I didn't like. Yeah, man. Are we getting into? We still in positive?
I'm trying not to. Man.
I'll say that I do like that Gravik was like a straight up bad guy. He's a straight up bad guy. Because we haven't gotten just a straight villain for in a long time. I mean, I guess they did make him. They guys tried to make him like again relatable because of why he's so angry.
Yeah.
But he was just a straight up bad. He was just doing bad stuff. Like, I was like, it's refreshing now in this day and age to just get a straight bad guy.
Yeah, it would have been what could have been a great thing for him too is instead of maybe he just wanted to destroy the planet kind of thing. Like he just wanted to destroy humanity. And we'll probably be okay. Like the Skrulls will probably survive.
Yeah.
I don't know how they still won't be able to grow anything or whatever. Earth will still be a wasteland, but
they won't have radiation.
I would have liked the thought that maybe he said that he was looking to find us a home planet or we're going to take over Earth, but he just wanted to destroy humanity. Just because humanity, he's been dealing with the dirty side of humanity for a long time. The human that's supposed to be helping him, betrayed him. He feels.
Yeah.
So he was just like, you know what? Screw all of you. I just want to kill all of you.
Yeah.
I just want to kill all of you. That would have been fun to watch.
Cool. Yeah, for sure. Definitely. But yeah, other than that, man, I summed it up in like 2 separate phrases. One is what the fuck,
right?
And then the other one simply is why.
Yeah,
like what? Why?
That was my takeaway from this too. Like why? Why did we need this series? What was the point of this series? We didn't need it at all.
Yeah, it didn't push any stories forward, really. Right. Didn't tell us anything important.
You took something potentially that could have been great.
Yeah.
And they kind of screwed it up. And again, hindsight's 20/20, but it seems to me they kind of screwed it up a long time ago. Like in the Secret Invasion comic book, that involved like all the heroes, or at least like a good portion,
a good amount of them,
a good amount of them.
But also the build up to that, like there's a lot that goes
even
into
Civil War was a build up to Secret Invasion. The reason why Civil War went down was because the Skrulls were pushing the buttons. They were the ones that were forcing that. Let's get the humans to beat each other up, and then we're gonna slip right in and finish them off, kind of thing. So even Civil War, as fun and as great as that was, essentially was just a tool. That led up to the Secret Invasion. I mean, there were other stuff involved with Civil War as well. Obviously,
but the Skrulls definitely helped push.
Yeah, they were involved with it. So my thinking would have been a great way to do something with Secret Invasion with the Skrulls is you can't necessarily involve a lot of the movies because it's already been out there that's been done. You could have brought the Skrulls and the Secret Invasion. You could have made that the ongoing theme in the series. Like in each of the series that are out there, you maybe not drop hints, but you kind of make it, you put it in there that the Secret Invasion is taking place right there. You know what I mean? There's even talk about Rhodes in the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe that was the Skrull Rhodes back then.
The whole time.
The whole time.
Yeah.
So doing little things like that where you have the Skrulls kind of, there all along.
Yeah.
And you make the series the Secret Invasion. You make the Disney Plus series would be the Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
You drag it out, so to speak. You build it up. You build it up the same way you built up the Marvel movies that everybody lost their shit over.
Right, yeah.
Do that with the series. And then you have a big Secret Invasion series wrap-up or a, new Avengers wrap-up. Whatever the case may be, you have some big finale that way. But if you have that sprinkled throughout the whole way. Like I said, it could have been like it could have been like the Infinity War.
Yeah, it could have been the long game.
It could have been the long game. It could have been the long game.
But what would have been cool is that it would tie it in and answer some of the questions about the last couple phases, or like add to it, or take things here and there.
And the Skrulls are bad guys.
Yeah.
And the Skrulls are bad guys.
Yeah.
Maybe have you've already established the good faction.
Good yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
But you got to make the Skrulls or the bad guys. And,
and
what they really should have done is if you really want to see a good Secret Invasion, go watch Battlestar Galactica, the new one.
There you go.
Because that's what Secret Invasion should have been.
Right.
Where you're looking around and the guy you're talking to, you don't know if he's a Skrull or not.
Yeah, and he does.
Sometimes the Skrull doesn't even know if he's a Skrull or not. That was the really crazy shit.
Right, yeah.
I mean, just like Battlestar Galactica, essentially.
Exactly, yeah. There are a lot of cool things in the Secret Invasion that were like that as well. Like some of them didn't know they were Skrulls. Like I think
Stark thought he was a Skrull.
Yeah, he thought he was a Skrull for a little bit. And then he didn't even trust himself. And like Miss Marvel, you find out is a Skrull for the longest time.
Right.
And then Spider-Woman, who is like the queen of the Skrulls.
Yeah.
The whole.
Right.
There's all these people that like didn't even. Some of them didn't know. Some of them did know.
Yeah.
It was. And then a lot of them contributed to the issues that have gone on in the Marvel Universe for a long time,
Right.
And that would have been a great way to sprinkle that in.
Yeah, and pull the trigger on some of the characters. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With all that suspicion and all that kind of stuff going around, that could have been so great.
Yeah.
Like nobody would know, even as us, the audience. Like we would not know who to trust.
Yeah.
Man, it could have been really entertaining.
Yeah, and that's not I'm going to answer a question that we posed in the Secret Invasion episode about the comic book. Where we're like, can Marvel write a spy thriller?
Yeah.
Here's your answer. No, they cannot, because like this should have, like, where was the paranoia? Where was the espionage? Where was the tension and the I don't trust you, I don't trust, where was that at? Where was all that the essence of that type of like spy thriller?
Wasn't there at all.
And that's what it could have been. This could have been a completely different show in the Marvel Universe about something different with a different tone, different style. And like where was that like paranoia is what I was looking for in this kind of spy thriller, which is in every other spy thriller, you know what I mean?
Right.
And it wasn't there.
Yeah.
It didn't feel like anything really.
Yeah, and they kind of, I mean, they acted like I don't know, that it was a surprise with Rhodes being a Skrull. It's like you kind of figured he was a Skrull like 2 minutes into the series. You're like, oh, this guy.
The whole time he already doesn't act like Rhodes. He's already different from Rhodes in every other movie. Right. So it's like, okay, this guy, I don't trust him.
He's completely acting like a dick. Right.
And there was nobody surprising in there. That
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
There was a Skrull. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like kind of unimportant people, really. Like people that like we've never seen before. Like, oh, the senator of this country is a Skrull. Oh,
like,
so
what? The leader of NATO.
Yeah. Who? I don't care. Who are you? You know? Like, I don't know.
And if they had played that again, talking about playing the long game, if they had done that, where if the leader of NATO is a Skrull, where there maybe some of the world leaders are trying to organize and he's shutting them down, you know what I mean? That could have been a great way for the Skrulls to move ahead. The leader of NATO is like trying to, he's literally behind the scenes. Sabotaging everything.
Yeah, that could have been great, but that's not what we got. We got just we got something.
We got this weird thing with Nick Fury and his wife.
That's out of nowhere. And I didn't care about any of it. Like none of it.
Not really. And they put in some poetry to make it seem like it was deep at some points. To be, beloved and beloved. It's like, and to be beloved. Like, shut up.
Yes, she's not very eloquent, man.
Right.
Yeah, man. There was a lot of things. Like, this is another one of those things where you couldn't pick what the show was about. Like, they couldn't. Was it about that? Was it about? Right. And they try to throw in things that would get different types of people interested. Like, there were a lot of like. Whenever Rhodes and Fury together, they're trying to throw in the black thing. I was like, is this anything to do with it? I mean, if you're going to go that route, maybe tied in with the Skrulls feeling like they're the disenfranchised people, maybe you can go that route if that's what you're trying to do. But it was just like peppering it in there and then gone. Yeah. Like, we got to look out for each other. Guys like me never been in a position of power. Right. Like, and then that's it. Yeah. Next scene.
And I mean, and it was a cool conversation. I like what he said. Like, Rhodes was saying it's not about taking, you know, power from people that don't deserve it and giving it to somebody else that doesn't deserve it. You know, that was a cool bit.
But
it didn't tie into the rest of the show. It was just this awkward little island of this black on black discrimination thing
and then
going on.
Never heard of it again.
And never heard of it again.
So I just felt like they're kind of like peppering in things to get people to like, oh, well, I'm into civil rights, so that's cool for me.
Right
like, oh, I'm into poetry. That's something I want to enjoy. But like, it's like what was the focus?
Yeah,
which I don't know. Like, it was like one of those like I didn't understand what this show was really about. Like, not because I'm unintelligent, which I can be. I could be. That's very possible. But I can admit that. But I just didn't get the movie because the show because it just didn't make sense because what was the point of it is my thing. Yeah,
there was no point to doing this show that I could tell
whatsoever. So it was super disappointing. And like there's like just the dialogue and I think you brought it up in the Secret Invasion comic book. Like Samuel L. Jackson would have been better if he wasn't playing Samuel L. Jackson.
That's what I was going to say right now.
I wanted him to play Nick Fury. Like even in the Ultimate comic books where Nick Fury is black and he looks like Samuel Jackson.
Based off Samuel Jackson.
Yeah,
exactly.
Like him, right? Yeah, exactly. He acts like Nick Fury.
Yeah,
he acts like Nick Fury, the leader of freaking Shield or wherever else he's leading. Like this, he just felt like Samuel L. Jackson.
Right.
In any other role he's ever played, and he hasn't really been like this in any other Marvel movies. I feel like.
I would agree. I would agree. Even and all the other stuff you've seen him in.
Even in Captain Marvel, where he's like de-aged and stuff, he was still kind of more acting like an operative to me than he did in this.
Then he
one.
was like this.
And this, he was just playing
guy,
playing any other character he's played before in the past. And that was kind of annoying. And the dialogue in there wasn't good, man. It was like, who's writing this? What are they writing about? I don't know. The show just overall did not make sense to me. I was not cool with it. I think I wrote down a couple notes, but I probably said everything I wanted to say.
Right. Well, while you're looking for your notes, let me ask you this question.
Yeah.
And I think it was the third episode. They were trying to stop this commander from firing nuclear subs. So they broke into his house and all this stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So he ended up putting a gun on Talos, whatever his name is.
Yeah.
And then Fury walks in and he has a gun at the kid's head. And it turns into this standoff kind of thing. Now the commander was a Skrull, right? Because that guy was a Skrull.
Oh yeah.
He was a Skrull acting as his commander. Was that kid a Skrull? Or was that kid the actual officer's kid? Like if it's the officer's kid, I don't care that you walked in here with a hostage I don't care about.
Yeah, true.
I'm trying to kill that guy and his family eventually anyway.
That's a good point, yeah.
Like why did you care?
Yeah.
I mean, if the kid was a Skrull,
then that's different.
Establish that, please.
Yeah.
And establish that he is that guy's son. Otherwise, he's just an operative. Like you need to take one for the team right now.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead and kill that kid. That's not really a kid. He's acting like he's a Skrull.
Yeah.
He's just acting like a kid.
Or if he's my kid, or he's the guy that I'm taking over his kid.
Right.
Why do I care?
Why would I care?
He has nothing to do with me.
So that whole shit, they didn't. Did you not think that through?
Yeah, trying to build some tensions about something that doesn't make sense.
Right, that doesn't make sense. Yeah. That was not his kid. Why would he care? And if their plan goes through, that kid is probably going to end up being dead anyway.
Right. Yeah.
So.
What was the point of trying to create that moment?
It's like they decided to rewrite it at some point. Like, oh, you know what? Let's make him a Skrull after all. And they didn't go back and fix the shit they did before.
Yeah.
It's like,
it wasn't well thought out at all.
Little things like that is.
Yeah. And like that just kind of goes. That just kind of overall goes to show like that. What like the pool of talent that Marvel could have as writers is infinite. Like can have whoever they want.
Yeah.
But I think with the box that they're trying to put everybody in, I think that kind of stifles the people that can write really good shit. And so that's why some people are quitting. Some people have left. A lot of people have left the projects because they don't want to be in that box.
Right.
And so they're just taking whoever they can right in this box. And then
that's an interesting point. Maybe that's what it is.
Yeah, it's not good, and it hasn't been good for a long time. Like,
right.
There hasn't been a project that's come out from Marvel that's been like wow.
Yeah.
In a long time. And I think it's because they're kind of forcing this style, this stay in this box, write what we tell you to write, and change it if it's not within what we want to do.
Right.
I think that's the issue. I think that's the issue overall. I think
that makes sense because I always go back to that. I mean, clearly the show is only going to be as good as the writer.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the writer is not talented enough to tell a spy thriller or whatever the case may be, or a law
courtroom
drama kind of thing, or whatever the case may be. If they don't have the talent to write that, not that they're not talented, but they don't have the talent to write that, then the show is going to be lacking. It's going to be it's going to fail, and people are going to be able to see it and pick up on it. So yeah, maybe that's 100% the case. They could get great people to write this stuff, but they're trying to confine them within a small little box that big, and like who can do that? Who can write something good?
Yeah, and it's either the great writers don't want to do it, or the great writers are being stifled in writing to told to write, and it's not good.
Right, or
either way, it's not
or
good.
even worse, they're just bringing on a lot of second-rate people that aren't up to the task.
Or just taking the job, just kind of being a yes man. You know what I mean? And that's what it feels like.
Yeah, that's true too. Yeah,
and it's just not, the quality is all like, it's all equally not good. Yeah, like, it's consistent with what Marvel has been for the last two phases, I think. Yeah. So I don't know. I think it's pretty unfortunate. I just want to throw one thing in there. Yeah. Emilia Clarke now, right, is the most powerful person in Marvel now.
I didn't like either. Like, I love Emilia Clarke.
Yeah,
and I got no problem with her being a Skrull. I got no problem with her being in the show as a Skrull. I really have a problem with Super Skrull now being a good guy, kind of thing, like fighting on the side of humanity or whatever, whatever their situation is going to be.
Yeah, or she's lining up with this British intelligence lady, whoever that is, who has her own agenda, I'm sure. But she has all the powers of everybody. If you see that like that flashing thing that shows the DNA thing, there's like Thanos in there. There's everybody's DNA. Which, I mean, how'd you get all of their DNAs? That's a lot of DNAs.
You got to be. I mean, and I liked the concept of how they did it. There's a like. Okay, here's a like. I like how they said they got it, where they had a bunch of undercover, Skrull agents in disguise were going in there, and I guess they were sweeping the battlefield, picking up whatever sort of juice they found on the ground.
Yeah. But how they get Thanos is when he just disappeared into dust.
Yeah, maybe
somebody cut him and they had his blood on them.
Maybe the blood didn't disappear or whatever.
Maybe.
I don't know. This is some weak justification.
Yeah.
But clearly it had to be after the war, after the fact kind of thing. And I honestly, I don't know, maybe if you went to where, okay, we know he fell down at this point right here, let's look in this area.
Yeah.
Because that'd be pretty hard to find.
I mean, possible to get samples from each of those superheroes and decide whose they are.
And then even Carol Danvers, I don't remember seeing Carol Danvers shed any blood.
Yeah.
Like even when Thanos, knocked the hell out of her.
In the face, yeah. And they're saying they all, like, every Avenger spilled blood, so we were able to get every single DNA.
Yeah.
I was like, that's a little.
And you found it, and you
found every single one of them, and then you're able to separate it all.
Yeah, Captain America.
Yeah, that looks like Captain America's blood. Yeah, so
that's very noble.
Right. Yeah. So essentially, she has all of their powers.
Yeah.
Everybody that is in that DNA, that harvest or whatever, had everybody's DNA.
Right.
So she has everybody's powers. Every single superhero's powers.
No, that makes no sense.
So
right?
she's she's the most powerful person in this universe now.
Right.
If she has Captain Marvel's, and they're still pushing Captain Marvel as the strongest person. Whatever, I don't care.
Yeah.
But and she has everybody else's powers too, though.
Right.
She has the Hulk's ability. Hulk was in there. Abomination was in there. She has all these people's abilities. So did the whole thing just shift to Emilia Clarke now? Or is she going to be the person in this?
Right. Yeah,
universe?
really? You would think.
Yeah.
But you know what would have been cool is if, again, they kept that where the bad guys, got their hands on that. And maybe, you can't have, one person have every power. Maybe you can cram up to like 4 powers inside of you kind of thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, because even Gravik, he only had like Groot's powers, right?
Yeah, you only saw him doing Groot's. Yeah. I don't know why he took Groot's of all things, but he took Groot's power to start off with before he got everybody else's or whatever. So it would have been cool if that power remained in the hands of the bad guys. And just like in the comic book, because in the comic book, the Skrulls, when they attacked, there was an army of them. And these Skrulls had various powers. Like each one had different powers. Like some powers, I remember looking at it like, whose power is that? Like I don't even know whose power that is.
Right.
Or maybe they got that when they were on some other space adventure 100 years ago.
True.
Whatever, doesn't matter. But that's what made them so threatening. That's what made them so dangerous. That's what really could have made them like the next Thanos situation.
Yeah.
Where you've got not just one Super Skrull with all these powers, which that would have been cool.
Yeah.
But then you've got an army. You've got like 10, 20, 30 people with all of quote unquote our powers, and we have to fight them.
Yeah.
And we've got to win.
Right, yeah.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
That would have been a great adventure to see. That would have been great because the consequences would have been high. The odds would have been stacked against them. And then for the heroes to find a way to win, that could have been that could have been gold.
Yeah,
that could have been gold.
That would have been a challenge, you know?
Yeah, it would have been a challenge.
Yeah, but instead it's like, oh, let's just give them all to Emilia Clarke, and she fights Gravik at the end, and
kills him.
Yeah, and that's it.
Yeah, and now on top of that, now she's working with us. She's working with humanity.
Yeah, so now
in some sort of weird way.
That's the resolution to whatever this whole fucking thing was about.
Yeah, whatever this was about.
Yeah,
this show didn't need to get made at all.
In
my opinion,
nothing about it that made me need any of this.
Yeah,
I didn't need anything out of this at all.
Yeah,
I didn't need to see more of the Skrulls. I don't need to see. I don't even want to see more of Nick Fury. I didn't want to see any
Fury
of these
was
people.
like,
like,
dude, this little whipped. Okay, and so Nick Fury. The last thing I really recall about Nick Fury was at the end of Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
So he goes to the carrier. They scan his bad eye and they shut everything down and they do all this stuff. And then at the end of the movie, he's there with Steve Rogers and Falcon.
Oh, Falcon.
Yeah. He's talking with him. They're at a gravestone. He's all dressed up like, kind of bummy, and he's like walking off to.
Oh yeah, he throws his patch out.
Right. They made it, and he burned it, I think, too.
Oh yeah.
I was under the impression at that point that he was going off the grid. That he was no longer. I thought he was no longer part of S.H.I.E.L.D. because they said, "Here's my grave. Anybody ask, I'm dead."
Yeah, we're shutting the S.H.I.E.L.D. down.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm taking off to go wrap up stuff that I think I need to wrap up. So I was under the impression like he was not part of S.H.I.E.L.D. at that point. Was there something that happened after that I missed or I'm not remembering that showed that he got back and said, okay, I'm back, let me start working for S.H.I.E.L.D. again or doing whatever?
I don't think so.
Did I miss something?
There wasn't really, I don't think there was another major
I'm trying to think the last time I saw him again. The last time I saw him again
he had to have been around for Endgame and stuff, right? Wasn't he around?
The only time he was, the only time we saw him was at the end of, that I recall, was at the end of Infinity War when he disappears and he calls Carol Danvers.
That's right, yeah.
That was it. So, I mean, he was still driving in the Super Yukon or whatever that super truck was. I think Maria Hill was with him.
Right, yeah.
But as far as I knew...
Oh, and he shows up probably at the end of Endgame, I'm sure, with everybody else.
I mean, he didn't fight, but he was at the funeral for Tony Stark.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I mean, I saw him there.
Yeah.
And I think that was the last I saw of him. But I don't remember seeing anything where he was reinstated or he was... Maybe he never left or whatever. I don't know. But just the fact that at end scene in Winter Soldier, he says, anybody ask, I'm dead. Here's my tombstone to back me up. I've burnt up. He burns up his eye patch and all of his Nick Fury stuff.
Yeah, no, like
and he walks away just to, I don't know what he was going to do.
Yeah.
He was going to go do something. But I was under the impression that he was not part of S.H.I.E.L.D. The next time we see him now, he's up on this spaceship, Saber, doing something. When did they mention Saber before? I don't remember them mentioning Saber before. I don't recall.
I think maybe. Wasn't that like WandaVision, like with what's her name and her mom.
Oh, did they? Okay.
I think maybe around that area.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. That's cool.
With Binary, I forgot her name. I don't know.
Monica, I know whatever they're gonna ultimately call her. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well that's fine. That's fine.
Yeah.
Did they mention Nick Fury was up there too, or do you remember?
No, I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't know where he's been either.
I don't know.
Yes.
I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly thought he was probably done. Like they're gonna be pushing him out. He's in his 70s anyway. Like I don't need to see Nick Fury running around.
Yeah, whipping people's ass. And doing all kinds of stuff.
Like freaking Indiana Jones all over again. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't need to see any more of that. But yeah, I mean, overall, whatever. Like, this is not anything. That need to be made.
It wasn't great. Now, I believe the Rotten Tomatoes score for this, I thought it was something lower, but they're saying it's basically 56. The tomato meter and the audience score. That seems a little suspicious to me because I was in the impression that it was a lot lower.
Okay.
Just like a couple days ago, kind of thing. So, I can't think of anything really great about this. Nothing great. Yeah. I mean, even in the very first episode where that guy, where he meets with I can't remember his name right now. With Martin Freeman's character, right?
Yeah.
And you are this Skrull paranoid guy.
Yeah.
And you don't check this guy that walked in to see if he's a Skrull or not.
Yeah.
You just let me tell you all my secrets and reveal all my shit and get ready to hand you all my information. And then I'm going to be like, wait a minute.
You might be one of them.
Yeah.
This is what you've been talking about the whole time.
The thing I've been talking about the whole time, Skrulls can look like anybody.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of that stuff there were a lot of plot holes where people were doing things that just it didn't make sense.
Yeah, they're trying to create this suspense when it didn't even make sense. It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. Freaking horrible. So yeah, I'm 100% skip it, man.
Just avoid it. It's not worth watching.
Yeah,
it's not worth watching.
I don't think it contributes anything at all. It might tie into the Captain Marvel movie coming up.
Yeah,
but
maybe.
I don't care.
Right.
I don't care about either one of them. So,
the end walk away from this is there's now a Super Skrull that's working for us, I suppose, and Nick Fury's back up in space with his alien bride.
Yeah, whatever.
That whole thing was.
I don't care. Again, don't care. Why?
Jive. Yeah. So it's not worth. It's not in our opinion.
Yeah.
It's not worth
bother
watching.
With this story.
Yeah, it's not great.
Not probably right there. I might even be lower than the tomato scores.
Oh,
just I don't know, 50, 40.
Yeah, if these guys are giving it a 56, I'll give it a 40.
Yeah, I will. There's nothing to take away from this. This is one of the worst things I've ever seen. I feel like
That's another thing I was going to say. For me, this is the worst Marvel series. Even taking She-Hulk into account, She-Hulk. And I say that because I feel like with Secret Invasion, they knew better. Mm-hmm. They had the blueprint laid out.
Yeah.
And they could have done something phenomenal with this.
Right, yeah.
With She-Hulk, they were kind of,
Yeah, they're having fun or whatever.
Right.
Their version of fun.
Their version of fun.
But there are people that there's more of an argument about that. More people seem to like She-Hulk, I think.
Yeah.
But I think there's a lot less people that are talking about Secret Invasion, and it had one of the lowest ratings, lowest premiere ratings. I guess nobody watched it, nobody saw it, nobody wanted to see it.
Yeah,
and I'm sure that didn't help either because nobody knew what it was, nobody cared, and then it wasn't good. So yeah.
But again, if you had built this up again, and if you want a picture or a blueprint of who to copy yourself. Look what you did with the fucking movies.
Right, yeah.
All those movies were nothing but, 2-hour long trailers that we paid for for the Avengers wrap up for Infinity War
this
and
could
the
have
Endgame.
been your Age of Ultron, I guess. Or your first Avengers.
It could have been the thing where at the end of it, they've got to rally to defeat this menace. You know what I mean? And you could have been showing that there's something going on underneath the scenes, behind the scenes, the whole time with the Skrulls taking over, doing this, doing that.
Yeah.
And then when heroes show up and they're fighting and, heroes are getting killed and it turns out it's a Skrull. Another hero gets killed. Turns out it's a hero.
Oh, yeah.
It could have been epic.
Right, yeah. But they squandered it.
You've already said that, so I don't want to.
So anyway, I'm done talking about Secret Invasion. Man. I don't want to complain about it anymore.
That.
It was horrible. I didn't like it at all.
Yeah,
and,
very
that's
disappointing.
Not just because I'm not a Marvel fan.
That's
just because this wasn't good.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully somebody found something good in it. Somebody had to have liked. I don't know. Maybe somebody liked it overall.
Yeah, I'm sure there are people. And if you did, let us know why.
Yeah,
but,
please. Yeah,
we're not knocking you if you did.
Yeah,
but not for me.
Yeah. Tell us why. Tell us why.
Yeah. Cool. All right, let's get into what we're into this week. Anything this week? I got a lot to talk about.
Oh, do you? Go for it.
Just go first?
Yeah, because I really don't think I have too much. I was watching Secret Invasion, still watching One Piece. Luffy's about to go into his Super Saiyan form in the latest episode.
Does his hair get gold?
I'm tired. Yeah, no, it doesn't, thankfully. Or at least I haven't seen it go gold. I was like, man, they've all got to go gold.
Yeah.
So hopefully it's not going to go to that point, but he is definitely going Super Saiyan in his own right in the anime. So I don't know. I'm not looking forward to that, but I guess I want to watch it. I'll see it.
Oh, okay.
Been watching a lot of the video game behind the scenes, with the Star Wars.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
I've seen have you finished the game?
I haven't even started yet.
Oh, okay, then I will. Let me spoil something for you right now.
Cool.
No, I won't do that. But it's good. Watching some of the Final Fantasy behind the scenes stuff.
Nice.
Very cool. It's fun to watch. But
cool.
That's about it.
Okay, so real quick, Rocio messaged us, and then she was pretty adamant about us covering Barbie.
Oh, have you seen Barbie?
I did see it. I saw it
did.
the first weekend. My girlfriend really wanted to see it, and she said we watch all the movies you want to watch.
Right.
So we're watching a movie that I want to watch. And I was
sounds
like,
fair.
not going to argue because we've watched the last 7 or 8 movies that I wanted to see.
Right.
So, I mean, for the podcast, but
Yeah,
still. Not typically her type of movie.
Yeah.
So she did take me to go see it. I was not excited, but I didn't want to be an asshole about it because, again, we do the stuff that I want to do all the time. So I went to watch the movie with her, and it's different than what I thought it was going to be. So it is good.
I heard it was. I've heard it's good.
It's good in a lot of ways. I'm not the demographic for the movie
exactly.
and so Rosia really wanted us to talk about what the movie was about, and I was like, I imagine Mark's not going to see it. And
well, I might watch it.
I mean, not anytime soon, but she really wanted us to talk about some of the stuff in it. And for me personally, the movie, when I found out what it was actually about, it became better. And also, it was at times it became a little preachy, but it could have been much more preachy for what the movie was about. Yeah. So I didn't really feel like I was being preached at as much. Right. There was a little bit, and there's clearly a movie about feminism, about that kind of thing, and that in Hollywood could skew differently depending on how it's done. Yeah. But I mean, overall, it's a decent movie. I'm not rushing to watch it again, but Rosia really thought it was game changing, and she thought it'd be important for us to discuss it. That's cool. But I mean, I told her that it didn't. I mean, it doesn't really apply to me real well because I'm a toxic male. You're a cisgender. Yeah, exactly. All that stuff, right. I don't understand the plight, I guess. Yeah. So it doesn't really have that kind of effect on me, and I'm trying to be a sensitive person to other people's problems and be more empathetic. Yeah. But there's only so many things that you can be activist about, I guess, if that doesn't sound mean. Well, we support you, Rocio. I got no problem watching this movie. Maybe we can do a special segment where we talk about it in detail. If Rocio, you want to be on the show again? Yeah, she just said she wants to come talk about it with us. Oh, so I was like, okay, that's cool. I'm totally cool with discussing it. But yeah, outside of that, man, I saw so many movies and so many things over the last few weeks. I for the first time, I saw 2001: Space Odyssey. Okay. It's very good, but it is dated and it's very artsy, so it's kind of a tough one to get your head around. But it is very good, and visually, man, I can't believe they made that in the 60s. How do you make that movie, I watched Reservoir Dogs for the first time. Oh, nice. A lot of first films by directors. I watched Reservoir Dogs. I really liked it, man. Yeah. That shit was great. Right on. Like, I'm the first one to talk crap about Quentin Tarantino, but man, that was a good-ass movie. That's a good movie. I was on the edge of my seat the whole time. I loved it. And then I watched. That's his first, right? Yeah, his first movie. Yep, his first feature. Yeah, so, I got one that was. It's in a gasoline tin can. Kind of thing. The CD that it's in. Oh, very cool. So you open it up and it's inside of that. That's pretty sweet. That's a great movie. Yeah. Mr. Pink. Yeah, all those guys. Yeah, it was phenomenal. I was like, wow. I get it. I get why he's regarded as who he is. I still don't care for Pulp Fiction. I watched it again just to see if I'm missing something, but at least I got the point of Reservoir Dogs. It was super cool. And then I watched Richard Linklater's first film called Slacker. Not really a fan of that one because I was more Richard Linklater did School of Rock. He wanted to do School of Rock eventually. Yeah. So he did. This is his first film. It was just about like a day in life of everybody in this town, and it was just to go from scene to scene of like somebody talking about something, and that person would meet up with another group of people, and they would talk about something. It was just like it was a whole like day in life of Texas, I guess. Okay. And I didn't care for it because there wasn't really a story. It's just kind of like random things. But that was his first. I like that kind of stuff. I haven't seen it myself, so yeah, you might be okay with it. It's a little older, but yeah. And then I watched a couple episodes of Dragon Ball because I was feeling nostalgic. Dragon Ball? Yeah. Nice. There's something charming about Dragon Ball still to this day. But I watched a lot of shit, man. Nice. Caught up on all the Mission Impossible movies. I still haven't watched the new one yet, though. Okay, right on. So we'll see it this weekend. But other than that, watched so much shit, man. So nice. Consumed a lot of content. I have not. We got to switch roles. Yeah, right? That's cool. So, all right, good deal. Good deal. Anyway, that's going to be it. Yeah, that's it, man. We're baking in here. I'm dripping sweat. This is ridiculous. Yeah, it's not pretty. Yeah. So, we're always pretty. But. Yeah, I'm sorry for you guys at home having to watch this. But yeah, I am suffering. Anyway. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Geek Off The Street. Next week we're talking about TMNT. The new movie is coming out. Mutant Mayhem. I think it's Mutant Mayhem. Yeah. Mutant Mayhem. Yeah, from Seth Rogen's production company. So I'm actually excited to see that because I like Seth Rogen a lot. And he's been doing a lot of geeky stuff that's been doing really well, I think. And it kind of goes into what I said a long time ago about like every 7 years there's a new like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle content comes out. It's got to be one of the most
marketable products, IPs out there.
Yeah.
It's never gone away from the day that it came out in the comic books to it got its debut in a cartoon series. It's never left the culture.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like even like Spider-Man, you know, Superman, all those things have come and gone.
True.
Come and gone, and you know, back with a vengeance right now. But Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles,
it's never gone away.
very consistent, just like a tortoise in a race.
Yeah.
Slow and steady.
There you go. Yeah.
Slow and steady. I see what you're doing there.
Yeah.
You put it together. But yes,
so we're going to next week. So catch that if you guys want to follow along.
Yes.
Otherwise, that's it. My name's Trent.
And my name is Marc.
And this is
Geek Off The Street. Woo. Man, let's just sit in here and talk. Let's just, how have you been? Tell me how you've been. How's life? Let's just not leave. Let's just stay here.